Ole Miss has had a weird 10 years. Hugh Freeze came in back in the day and changed the culture of the program completely and helped them have a really fun and dominating stretch. Unfortunately, as Hugh Freeze went on his downfall, they hired interim head coach Matt Luke to take over, and the program kind of took a little bit of a nosedive. He wasn't a bad coach, but he was not high caliber SEC level, so the Rebels would have to make a splashy and fun hire in 2020. That is exactly what they did when they decided to hire Lane Kiffin. In year one, they were pretty solid, and they won their bowl game, and we saw the kind of potential that the program was going to have. In year two, seemingly it all got put together. Led by their Heisman-worthy quarterback Matt Corral, the Ole Miss offense was extremely fun to watch, extremely explosive, and they won over 10 games for the first time in school history. That stat was really shocking, but now they'll have to replace Dontario Drummond, Jerrion Ealy, and their quarterback Matt Corral. So what have they done to fix that? Well, Lane went into the transfer portal. In today's video, we're going to talk about the main additions who are headed to Ole Miss, who they are, and if or if not the Rebels won the 2022 transfer portal. I got this suggestion from my Alabama transfer portal video, so if you have any sort of topic you want me to take a look at in my next video, drop it down below as I read every comment. Now, let's get started. Let's start with the quarterback position. Matt Corral threw for 3,349 yards with 20 touchdowns and 5 picks. He was top 20 in yards and will likely go top 20 in the NFL draft. He was an extremely explosive player, so what did Kiffin do? He brought in another guy with a really high ceiling. His name, Jackson Dart. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school and signed with Clay Helton in 2021. After Keaton Slovis got hurt and struggled, Dart was thrown into the mix at USC and showed a lot of promise. He threw for 1,353 yards with 9 touchdowns. He only played in a couple of games, but the talent and the potential was obviously there, and he was super fun to watch. With proper development and proper weapons around him, Dart can become a superstar, and he's one of those guys that could honestly be the best quarterback in the conference if everything goes right. I expect a sophomore slump from him this year, but in 2023, he could really take the nation by storm, but either way, Kiffin did a great job getting this dude. Jerrion Ealy was a former 5-star recruit coming out of high school, and in the past 3 years, he's been one of the main backs for the Rebels. Last year, he ran for 768 yards with 5 touchdowns, but he's also a dynamic receiving threat, but he was also a great pass catcher out of the backfield. While his NFL draft stock did fall, he still will be taken, and they now have to replace him. So, who did they sign? They got 2 guys who I'm really excited about. Let's first start with the wild card, Ulysses Bentley IV. Coming out of Houston, Texas, Bentley was a 3-star player and signed to play with SMU. As a freshman behind Xavier Jones, he ran for 36 yards. As a sophomore, he broke out. He ended up leading the American Athletic Conference with 913 yards and 11 touchdowns, which is why he was a first-team all-conference player. It seemed like the sky was the limit for him, but his role would drop off in 2021 as he only ran for 610 yards with 4 touchdowns. That is why he decided to enter the transfer portal. Kiffin sees the potential in him and decided to extend an offer, and Bentley gladly accepted as he will now be a part of this Ole Miss running back room. While I think he'll be the second or third option, he has that potential to take over and be a great player, but he's nowhere near as good as arguably the best running back to enter the portal, Zach Evans. Evans had a ridiculously stupid recruitment, but he came in as a 5-star recruit, and as a true freshman ran for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns with the Horned Frogs. In 2021, he was the main back, and he played really well. He finished with 648 yards and 5 touchdowns, while missing a couple of games due to a toe injury. He's one of the most high-ceiling players in college football, and he'll likely go and start from day 1 at Ole Miss. I know I'm personally extremely hyped about this, and I think the sky is the limit for Evans, but he's just going to have to stay healthy. So we now have the quarterback and the running backs taken care of. Who are the last 2 guys I want to spotlight? With their 1,000-yard receiver Dontario Drummond leaving for the NFL, they will have to replace that, so they brought in 2 guys. The first one is a tight end, and his name is Michael Trigg. He was the same class as Dart, and those 2 apparently had a very special bond. Trigg was a 4-star player coming out of high school, and at 6'4", he's going to translate to the SEC. While he only had 7 catches for 100 yards and 1 touchdown last year, his potential is also unlimited, and he could become one of the top targets for Dart right away. I'm definitely excited about him. The other guy they brought in is a dude named Jordan Watkins. He was a member of the class of 2020 and came from Louisville, Kentucky. He's only a 3-star player, but he's been pretty solid in his first 2 years with the Cardinals. He would end up breaking out in 2021 as he caught 35 passes for 529 yards and 4 scores, and as we do know, Louisville mainly runs the ball. Watkins is a bit undersized for the receiver spot, but I think he'll fit in really well to the system, and with Drummond leaving, they will need someone to step up, so watch out for him. Those are the 5 guys I wanted to highlight, but they also brought in some other transfers. Those are the main guys, and while I don't exactly know how they'll all play, I think Ole Miss had one of the top transfer portal hauls, and there's definitely a case to be made that they did better than anyone else. Right now, I'm going to put them in 3rd place, and I'll reveal my number 2 school in a couple of days in my next video. Let me know what you think down below. Who is your favorite player on this Ole Miss team in 2022? How will the team do? And what topic could I take a look at in my next video? Be sure to let me know down below, smash that like button if you want to support today's video, and check out all my other videos on the end screen. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.